There's a new Star Wars game coming out next year in 2024, and this is a surprise, but a welcome one. And the game is called Star Wars Outlaws. And this game takes place in between The Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi, and the game is mainly focusing about the underworld with the crime syndicates like the Hutts, the Syndicates, Crimson Dawn, those type of crime organizations. And like I said, this game just came out of nowhere. A couple days ago, a trailer dropped, and it looks like this game is going to be the GTA of Star Wars. You know, obviously, I was hesitant until a gameplay trailer dropped, which, when I saw the gameplay, I'm like, this sort of looks like GTA a little bit, sort of. Obviously, it's not going to be the full, game, obviously, but it has that feeling to it, with reputation and doing missions and all that stuff. Being part of a crime organization doing crime. You have a wanted level. This stuff is GTA, but it's fine. Also, this is the first modern open world Star Wars game. And I said modern because I believe there are open world Star Wars games in the past. I don't know, but I feel like there has to have been open world games before. This is the first modern one. Jedi Survivor technically is an open world game, but not really, because there is some, a lot of the map is very linear. But there are parts of some of the planets that are open, which does make me feel like an open world. It's a semi-open world, but this, Ubisoft is saying is that this is going to be a open world game. They're promising that it's going to be an open world experience for you to do whatever you want. Now, I am surprised that a game is coming out this soon. I thought the next game would have released in 2025, because if you don't know, EA for the past decade has had exclusive rights to making Star Wars games. Now that deal was removed because Lucasfilm realized that EA is not really a good fit to only make Star Wars games. They want to open up to other companies to make games, and they're doing it. Ubisoft is making the first game, or at least the first AAA game, because I know there's this Hunters game on mobile that technically counts as the first non-EA game. I think I could be wrong on that. I don't really pay attention to that game because it's on mobile, and I don't know if that game's even out yet, but whatever, the Outlaw, it looks pretty good. Granted, from an outsider perspective, I have not played the game yet, but it looks good. I'll most likely get it, and I think this is a great turning point for Star Wars games, because for the past, decade, Star Wars games have kind of been sucking. Obviously you had the Jedi series, Fallen Order and Survivor, which are amazing games. They're my favorite type of games to play, and I really love them. And I love Battlefront 2. I love that game as well. I still play it to this day, for this channel, But I still like playing EA games. It's just, there's only, 5? EA only released 5 games. Well, technically 4 in the decade they had. I mean, EA can still make Star Wars games, just they don't have the full rights to only make them. And that's actually major, just mind-boggling what the hell more, because EA should have capitalized on that. They had a decade. They have more canceled games than released games. Like I said, only 4 games were released during the decade. Jedi Survivor came out after that decade. 2023, or maybe it was, I don't know, it's sort of weird, but, it's like, why did you miss that opportunity? EA is just the most money-hungry company ever, and I think they are the worst company ever. I mean, they're in competition, because every time I think that EA is doing good, and I get reminded that EA isn't really a good company. They don't really care about games. They just want these games to be released in a really short time frame, short development time, to make the most money. What I'm trying to say is that EA should have never had exclusive rights to just make Star Wars games, because that's such a horrible idea. Having Outlaws be the first game is really promising, because it's different from the Jedi games, it's different from the Battlefront games, it's different, it's an open world game, it's a modern open world game, and it's taking place in between The Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi, so it should be a very interesting time, because most projects in Star Wars, rather being video games or in shows, are taking place in between episodes 3 and 4, which, yes, a large time frame, it's understandable, but it gets tiring being in the same time frame all the time. Now, when I first saw Outlaws, I'm like, oh, it's during the Empire, okay, another game, but was not in between episode 3 and 4, it's between episode 5 and 6, which is immediately piqued my interest, because like that's different, because you have the rebellion, and it looks like from the trailer that you can fight in these larger scale battles, which is different and interesting. Because another thing that EA hasn't really, I mean, they sort of done it with Squadrons, but when it comes to being able to just go on a planet, get into your ship, and just fly, people really wanted to play Battlefront 3 mainly for space-to-ground combat. The seamlessness of going on a planet, going to a ship, going to the atmosphere, and going to space. This is the closest we're getting with Outlaw to do that. Granted, we have to see if there is like a little cutscene that plays, probably for a loading screen, obviously, but it should be seamless enough. You know, that's what people want. That's what a lot of people want, and we never got that with the original Battlefront 3 back in the day. And EA canceled Battlefront 2. No more Battlefront 3 for EA. Yeah, a horrible decision on that front, but you know, it's the closest we're gonna get to space to ground, ground to space, I guess, combat, you could say. Outlaws looks pretty good. Granted, in the trailers, they did say that it's a work in progress, like for the gameplay stuff, so it's not the final thing. They did say 2024, which basically means that they don't know when the game's can release. They have no idea. And even though they didn't say that, I can tell they have no idea when the game's going to come out. They just said 2024. I wouldn't be surprised if it gets pushed back to 2025 because it's an open world game. There's a lot that goes into it. Now, I don't know if Ubisoft is well versed in making a Star Wars open world game. I don't know. Right now, they're not ready. I can tell they're not ready. By the gameplay, I can tell that there's a lot that they need to improve upon, because something that people have been noticing is that the gameplay is very stiff. That could just be the person controlling the player, the character, is just not good at the game. I mean, I'm guessing this is just a show off to the casual audience. I mean, being to the hardcore gaming, because for us gamers, we move fast when we play games. We move the camera a lot. We don't just make it look like a movie, but I understand for showcasing the game, I understand that, but it does leave the game very stiff, but it is still cool. And obviously we need to see actual gamers during the beta, the EA, I don't know if it actually, no EA access, because this isn't an EA game. Whatever the people, you get YouTubers to play it. I don't even know what it's called, because I'm so used to EA stuff. But that's all I have to say on that. I'm not going to do a trailer breakdown. You can just watch other videos on that. I'm just here to say my opinions on it, because I'm really excited for Outlaws. I'm not as excited as for Jedi Survivor or Jedi Fallen Order, but I'm still excited to see what this game has, because it has a lot of opportunity to be the GTA of Star Wars, or you can say kid version of it, because they're not going to have the inappropriateness that GTA has in it. And I'm not going to say what it is, because you know what it is, but for this Outlaw game, I hope that it is like GTA, but I do hope that's its own thing. I don't want it to be a GTA clone, but we just have to wait and see on that, 'cause that's what I'm getting when looking at the gameplay. That's what my first impressions are. But what are your first impressions? Did you see the trailer? Do you know this game even was existing before a couple days ago? Do you even know? Comment down below, because I'm gonna go now. If you guys like this video, hit the like button, subscribe. I'm going now, so goodbye everyone.